How much is in your bank account?
Just under 950 bucks.
How much have you spent at the fair so far?
100 bucks, and 80 of it was on Veterans for the Homeless, stuff like that.
This is the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
Don't come to the county fair. This is gonna take all your money.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
About 1,300. I usually have more, but like rent and bills and stuff.
How much have you spent at the fair so far?
Probably 200 or something.
How is he gonna sit here and tell this guy not to come to the fair because it'll take off his money? And he's sitting here with what? Maybe $400 more than this guy has in his account? Come on now, the pot calling the kettle black if I've ever seen it before. Come on, man.
This is the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
Oh, that guy's fucked. That guy, he looks like he has nothing going on in life. Hence the reflection of his bank account. I would say for him to consider moving out of LA for sure, because this place is too expensive for him.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
$52.33.
How much have you spent at the fair?
You gotta be joking. What's wrong with these people? How's he gonna say the other guy is effed? And look at, he has literally 1/20th of what the other guy has. It's getting perpetually worse. They're all criticizing each other or the other person who they don't know, by the way, but they're all in the worst position. It's ridiculous. Why is he living in California when he has $53 or $52 in his bank account? The other guy at least has over $1,000. This is crazy.
Fair so far.
Let's see, 15 on the rip to get in, 20 for the games. I'm set back 83% of my net worth right now, actually. Things aren't looking up for me tonight. Let's just put it that way.
That is the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
Honestly, he looks like a well put together man. He has a clean aesthetic. I don't know, maybe he made a big payment for something. No advice. He looks like he has this figured out.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
At this moment, it was $1 because of today.
How much money have you spent here today?
Maybe $240.
Okay, so this guy did the opposite. The first two were like, oh, these guys are in bad shape. They shouldn't be at the fair. They should move out of California altogether. They're not doing well at all. And proceeded to have less money in their accounts or not very much more. This guy was like saying, oh, this guy's doing well. $52, he's doing the right thing. And I think it's because he has $1 in his account. So he's like, yeah, if anything more than me, that's pretty good. Even though he's blown $240 at the fair. So to be fair, no pun intended, he had about $240 in his account when he went to the fair.
How much is in your bank account?
$24 in my account.
What do you spend your money on?
Mostly just food and boba.
This is the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
Be considerate with like how you're spending your money. That's what I do. I just make sure that what I'm spending it on is like important to me and also really thinking about my future.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Yes, $10,089.35.
Would you say that's a good balance for yourself?
I'd say so. Not a lot of people I know have that much money.
This is the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
I think they're doing good, but I would say that they should maybe save up more just in case they need to pay for like their tuition or like books.
Now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
11,000.
Would you say that's a good balance for yourself?
I think so. I'm trying to get a car, so maybe.
This is the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
I would say go out more. Like, that's a lot actually for a college student.
Would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Yeah, 1,700, 800, 700.
Would you say it's a good balance for yourself?
I mean, I would have more, but I spend, so that's why I have that much.
What do you spend your money on?
Mostly Ubers.
You better learn how to walk somewhere, take a bike, take a bus. I don't know, do something. Spend all that money on Ubers? So I'm curious here, guys. Let me know what you think. I wonder how much of these, so the accounts that are 10,000 and 11,000, I wonder how much of that is from their returns. Cause you know how like a lot of people, they go to school, right? They'll get loans. And then after you pay for your books and your tuition or whatever, you're gonna get a refund. And then if you're smart, which I didn't do when I was in school, so I'm not throwing stones, you would, first of all, you wouldn't borrow more money than you need. Number one, if you did, you just pay it back or pay it into some debt to pay off debt. But what I'm thinking is happening here is they got a refund check for the student loans that they borrowed that they didn't use for tuition and fees and books and room and board. And that's where that money's coming from. That's my guess. I could be wrong. Maybe they saved their money up because they're hard workers and they know how to save. That could be the case. So that, maybe. But as a former college student myself, I'm gonna guess the former. Let me know what you think. In which case, they better be careful with how they spend that money, because a lot of students, including myself, back when I was in school, we looked at that money as it was just cash that was free to use, not realizing that it is debt. And if you are not living under a rock, you know that thousands of people, probably millions if I'm not mistaken, in the United States alone are struggling with student loan debt. Struggling. So I'd be very, very careful if that is the case here, just saying.
How much is in your bank account?
$557 in one of my accounts.
What do you do for a living?
I sell furniture.
That's the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
I would tell him to start his own business.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Yeah, it's my business bank account, if that's cool. $322.37.
Do you have any advice for other people who are trying to start their own business or who already have a business?
I would say just take the risk, because even if you fail, you can always go back to your 9-to-5 or your day job.
That's the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for him?
You don't know what they're going through, so can't really judge by just the account.
Now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Sure. $817 with 56 cents.
What do you do for a living?
I just work, play music. I just play bass. Play for a band called Fest Youth. It's a punk band.
This is the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for him?
Just get more gigs, I guess, and then they can have more money.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Sure, 1,078.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a custodial supervisor at UCLA.
That's the previous stranger's bank account balance. What advice do you have for them?
Okay, if that's his spending account, I would say that he's probably okay. If that's his savings account, then it might be a little bit low to be out here spending money.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Yeah, and my spending account right now would be 2,000, probably like 2,030 maybe.
I like that this last guy made a distinction between a spending account and a savings account, because this guy's walking around, what's in your savings account? What's in your savings account? What's in your savings account? People are just giving these big numbers or small numbers. And again, like I said in another video I did with this same topic, it's how much of that is in your savings account, how much of that is in your checking account, how much of that is in your investing account. Because I feel like some of these people are telling us numbers that are in their investment accounts. Maybe not in this particular video, but in other videos, they're looking at their like brokerage account or the money market account, and they're including that number, which is completely different in my mind than a savings account you have separate from that, which is completely different than your checkings account. So I'm happy he separated the two out, and he made a good point. If that's what the guy has in a spending account, not so bad, right? Everyday expenses, everyday, monthly expenses, whatever. Versus your savings account, completely different. Versus your investing account, completely different. This is interesting. Sometimes you walk around the street and you look at people and you go, I wonder how many, like you have these random thoughts, like you might go, okay, on a daily basis, how many serial killers do I walk by, right? It's kind of dark, right? It's kind of scary to think about. How many of these crazy people do I walk by? Now, after watching these videos, I'm now starting to think to myself when I walk by people, how much is in their bank account? How many people am I walking by on a daily basis who are like balling, who have a whole bunch of cash? Or not just cash, because having a bunch of cash is not necessarily that great, but who am I walking by on a daily basis that has like 7 figures, 8 figures in their brokerage accounts? You know what I mean? Is it the guy right there with the New Balances on? Is it him? I bet you it's him. It's always the guy with the New Balances on. The least expected. The millionaire next door idea where you walk by people that are millionaires every day, but you don't know it because they dress modestly and all this other stuff. Now, those are everyday millionaires, right? They're not the millionaires who we see on TV and that kind of thing.
How much is in your bank account?
2,673.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a production manager at a manufacturing company, Dr. Squatch actually.
How much do you think is in the previous stranger's bank account?
10,000. That's C. No particular reason, honestly.
That is incorrect. It was actually B, 2,673.
I thought, yep.
And now, would either one of you guys be down to share how much is in your bank account?
25,000 with their brokerage and stuff like that.
What do you do for a living?
We're both ICU nurses, but I'm going to CRNA school.
How much do you think is in the previous?
If you notice, he said that includes brokerage. I caught that. So the guy that has 75,000, that includes his brokerage account. There it is. So that's a very important distinction, because how much you have in your brokerage account is gonna be a lot different than you have in just your regular everyday savings account and checkings account. By the way, did you notice he said a big number? He said a 10,000 number, and it's because they're looking at it from, okay, well, we have 75,000. It's skewing the way they think, right? This goes back to the mindset thing about if you're used to a certain thing, you're more likely to assume that other people might be that same, similar. So someone who has $1 in their bank account might look at the guy that has $1,000 in his bank account and go, okay, he's doing really well. Whereas the guy with 10,000 or 100,000 in his bank account looks at the guy with 1,000 in his bank account and says, man, I got struggling. He might want to leave California.
Previous stranger's bank account.
B, $2,478.20. They have young kids, so I imagine, they can't say no to the babies.
That is incorrect. It is actually D, 75,000.
Oh, very good. Good for them. Very cool.
And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Yeah, $50,002.16.
What do you do for a living?
I have a loan company and we help consolidate debt.
How much do you think the previous person has in his bank account?
Maybe option B, just random selection.
It's D. He has 50,000 in his bank account. And now, would you be down to share how much is in your bank account?
Yeah, no problem. Right around 50,000 as well.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a restaurant manager.
So first of all, 69,000 is not around 50,000. It's literally $19,000 more. So I don't know what kind of math he was doing there. But anyway, maybe he's being modest or humble. I think that now people are starting to say what's in their brokerage accounts. That's why these numbers are increasing so much. I'd be curious to see how much is actually in their checking or savings. But I don't want to be a broken record and beat a dead horse because I said it already 5,000 times. And that is not what's in my bank account. Anyways, with that being said, guys, appreciate you sticking around watching the video. If you got any enjoyment from it, feel free to smash the like button and to subscribe if you feel so too inclined. And until next time, make smart financial decisions so you can have a good amount of money in your bank account.